Today's sponsor is Old Glory. When you use our promo code ATI Wrestling at checkout, you get 15% off. So go to oldglory.com. You can check out retro band t-shirts, sports team t-shirts, and many, many more. Welcome into Sunday Aftermath. Nick Hunter, what is going on, buddy?
What's going on, Brandon? How you doing?
Doing good. Before we get into independent wrestling that's been going on this past weekend, which is a lot of shows, remember to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, and Audible. Give us that 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. Now, I was going to go ahead and make this little announcement about, the podcast side of it, like where we do Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're going to have a weekly audio-only episode on there. So go check that out. It's going to be on there. Plus, you'll get interviews and stuff on there as well as you can on YouTube. But Nick Hunter. What a weekend, baby. What a weekend. It was an interesting weekend for some independent wrestling. What did you gather? I made the trip to Mendenhall and checked out Battlezone. We'll talk about that in a minute, but go ahead.
Well, I've been checking out a lot of the tape from last night and everything. Last night and this morning, and I gotta say, there's a lot of great stuff happening around the Indies this Saturday.
Well, I know that there was a lot of great things going on around the Indies, and and everything like that. But I didn't get to any shows down your way. Was you able to make any shows? Was there any good matches down your way this weekend?
Well, I wasn't able personally to make it to a show last night, but like I said, I heard a lot of great things. I saw some good film. I mean, like I said, hot area. I mean, it was a hot night for the area, is what I should say.
It was. Like I said, I made the trip to Mendenhall, went to Battlezone, checked out Bombshell. First time I've been to Battlezone in, I want to say, gosh, man, what were we in 2025? 2022, so 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my last appearances at Battlezone was when Chris Masters was there. So that's been 2 or 3 years ago since I've been to Battlezone. I ran into some old friends and whatnot, talked to everybody, and got to see the new venue at Mendenhall. And this is a nice little setup, very good atmosphere. There was a packed crowd there last night. It was actually it was a real hot crowd too. So we're gonna get into some of that, but I do want to talk about one of the people that I respect a lot in this business, and enjoy watching him wrestle is Frankie Thomas, and I got to see him last night. And you have respect for Frankie. Give us a little bit of talk about Frankie, and then I'm gonna show a clip from Frankie and Leo Riot last night at Battlezone.
Well, I've personally been around Frankie. I do have a lot of respect for him. He's a guy that's been around the business a long time. He knows what he's talking about, and he knows what he's doing inside the ring. I got a lot of respect for what he can do in the ring. He's a guy that really knows how to get it done, how to get the job done. And I mean, from what I've seen of him and Leo Riot last night, it looks like that he was able to get the job done last night. Am I wrong?
Oh, you're not wrong. He did get the job done, but what a match it was. I tell you, Leo Riot's got a bright future ahead. He's a rising star on the independent scene, but he's got, Eric Black in his corner helping him out last night. Some things got out of hand, but let's take a look at the clip from Battlezone last night. Frankie won the match, but after the match, wrestler named the Gatekeeper comes in and attacks Frankie Thomas from behind. Now, the Gatekeeper is the Battlezone Junior Heavyweight Champion there. Now, why would you be picking a fight with Frankie Thomas, who's coming after your Junior Heavyweight Championship? I mean, really?
Honestly, I'm not sure. They have a history together. I do know that.
Yeah,
I
they
do
do
know
have a
that.
history, but I mean, look at it. Frankie, one of the top guys on the independent scene, is coming for your championship, and you want to, aggravate the situation, ag it on. You're gonna get Frankie mad.
Well, maybe he sees it. He sees it as it's good to get in the first jab here. The first, sucker punch, if you will. Some people may use that term. Uh, but it looks like he was willing to get in there, throw the first punch, as I said, and maybe that'll benefit him. Maybe it won't, but
I,
we'll just have to wait.
we will have to wait and see. But I'll just say this right now, though. Okay, when you ag it on with Frankie Thomas, he's gonna come for you. There's no doubt. So you
Oh,
just get
absolutely.
ready for that. I think this will be an interesting matchup, and I think Frankie could be Battlezone Junior Heavyweight Champion again. So we'll see how that goes. Also, last night they were going to do the Hall of Fame inductions at Widowfest like they do every year. Well, Widowfest had a lot of bad weather night two when they inducted. We're going to induct the Battlezone Hall of Famers. They didn't get to, uh, so they moved it to last night. We got to see. I got to see two inductees that one of them I've been around, several times in the wrestling business, and one of them was a promoter that I honestly didn't never get to work with, but I had met and been around a couple of times. Let's just say this: you you know who Rainbow Warrior is?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, Rainbow Warrior was there last night. I ran into him. He was inducted into the Battlezone Hall of Fame, and I just want to play a little snippet of him being, inducted. So let's take it to that.
Indy, Raw, Mississippi, it's good to see you guys. I won't hold you guys up. I'm gonna say a little bit and I'm gonna get out of here. But
I know the video got a little messed up, but other than that, we'll figure it out, get it all situated. But yeah, man, Rainbow going in, and then Tiny Tiswell going in, who passed away. I think he's coming on 2 years now. Uh, Promoted at APW in Pensacola, and got a lot of the guys that we were in the locker room with had been there before, been at APW a lot. After that, it was the main event at Battlezone, and man, let me just say this, okay? Reggie Blackledge, Reginald, let me get it right before he sues me. But Reginald Blackledge is one of the greatest managers outside of the brilliant one in professional wrestling. I'll give him that. Because back at Widowfest, Cliff Rogers, his client, defeated the Pharaoh of Funk, the legendary Pharaoh of Funk. So if Pharaoh lost, he couldn't come back for 60 days. So that just kind of leaves the inmates to run the asylum. Well, apparently Reggie Blackledge took this to heart, and last night it was Cliff Rogers Appreciation Night at Battlezone, and Reggie just decided, Sammy's going to get a shot at the BZ Heavyweight Championship tonight, so why not we do this? Why don't we have a special guest referee? Because Reggie himself, and I'll show you the clip here. Reggie himself said he was banned from ringside. Banned from ringside. Let's listen to this.
I signed the contract today that I will not be at ringside during the championship match. I'm a referee.
Reggie going to be the special guest referee? He's not going to be at ringside. He's going to be the special guest referee last night. And boy, was he. Boy, was he ever. Sammy and Cliff Rogers, which, you know, in hindsight, it looked like it was going to be a fair match, but it was not. It was not. Sammy had Cliff beat about 2 or 3 times, and Reggie went down to count, and I mean that was the slowest count I've ever seen in my life. I loved it. I loved it. And
You
then,
you, you sure he's not going to sue you for saying that was a slow count?
probably not. No, he may. I have to talk to him. I wasn't meaning it in a derogatory way. I was just meaning like it was a slow count. But Cliff ended up winning the match after actually Reggie got knocked out. Sammy got him in the when Sammy picked Cliff up to do the Death Valley Driver. Cliff's foot hit him in the head, knocked him out. It looked like Sammy was going to win it right there, 1, 2, 3. But then because another ref came out, 1, 2 didn't, and then Cliff was able to pick up the victory over Sammy and get it done for Battlezone. And let's take a look at a Cliff Rogers and Sammy Riot clip from last night as well. I'm telling you, these two were hard hitting. It was interesting to say the least, but what a show at Battlezone. When we come back, we're going to take just a quick little break and thank our sponsors, pay some bills for just a second. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about Pro Wrestling 225 last night. It was a little bit of a shocker. And then I've got an announcement to make about Sunday Aftermath here. And I want the promoters and I want all the independent wrestlers to listen up because we're gonna feature you on this show. Anybody. So all you gotta do is send our clips in. But let's kick it to a break real quick. When we come back, we're gonna talk Pro Wrestling 225. Old Glory offers over 300,000 items from music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture, featuring officially licensed merchandise from iconic bands and top sports teams. Discover your perfect fan gear and save with my discount code. Save 15% off with using ATI Wrestling at checkout at oldglory.com. This is an exclusive offer for Around the Indy listeners. Quantum Squares energy bars with 100 milligrams of organic caffeine for long-lasting, stable energy. Every delicious bar provides balanced nutrition with 10 grams of plant-based protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Use my promo code ATI Wrestling at checkout at quantumsquares.com and receive a stunning 25% off discount. All right, we're back here on Around the Indies Sunday Aftermath. And Pro Wrestling 225, we talked about it the other night on the weekend preview. We showed you that it was going to be one heck of a show. And apparently it turned out to be just that. It lived up to the hype. It was Pro Wrestling's 225 Mania in Denham Springs, Louisiana. And we talked about it a little bit. JTM and Brandon Collins, former members of Disobey. JTM got the victory over Brandon Collins. It was a hard fought battle. Level X, taking on the Killjoys. Brooklyn Barrett, beat Dream Girl Ellie 1-on-1 with Lucha LaCour's help. Then Orion come out, evened up things, led to this mixed tag match, and Level X defeated the Killjoys. Was that a surprise to you? Because we kind of talked about Orion being the X Factor the other night, and it looked like it turned out to be just that.
If I'm being honest, it's honestly not a surprise to me. My point I was making the other night was Orion is, will be an X factor. Maybe he can, kind of even the playing field, and that looks to be exactly what happened on Saturday night.
It was, and then we talked about Another deal. We talked about the triple threat for the SEC championship. Braxton Hunter, Simon Phillips, Wes Warren, it being a headliner, it being a top tier match, going to tear the house down, and it did. Braxton Hunter has retained, not retained, he won the SEC championship. I think this is his second time. He took it from Defiant Simon Phillips and Wes Warren, cold blooded. I mean, he beat them both. So in a Falls Count Anywhere match, uh, pulled it off. Pulled it off. So, congrats to Braxton Hunter on that. And then we had Eddie Martinez defeating Corey Constantine in what was quite a impressive match from what I hear. And then Property Yourself. Now, we was talking about them the other night. They did defeat Beautiful Bobby and Wild Thing last night, but I didn't realize something. When we were talking about Property Yourself the other night, and I said I was not familiar with them. I'm not, but there is one person on the team that I am familiar with. We've both been in the locker room with him. Didn't realize this. Levi Lucas. Remember, he came back June when from Texas with all the other guys. He was in a fatal four way at AWA back in that time in June of 2023, I believe it was. The
Hmm.
night I think it was Camacho and Koloff faced that night. So
Yep.
that they beat Beautiful Bobby and Wild Thing. What a cool deal. He regained the Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Championship over Shay Carmichael. I had my pick with Shay. I think she's a top talent, but T Gaines is nothing to sneeze at either. Another top talent, and she retains the title. And then that's going to bring us to our final match of the night. Vladimir Koloff was supposed to take on Michael White. All right, it turned into a tag team match. So Michael White and Suge White,
Any relation?
I don't know, their names are spelled different, so I don't think so.
Fair enough.
And whatever's on that one. But then Christian Blake been trying, help the Overboys help Koloff. You know, they've been trying to show their trust and are trying to trust Koloff, and Koloff doing the same. Whatever. Well, Christian Blake came to the services last night to take on Michael White and Suge White, and Vladimir Koloff and Christian Blake did pick up the win. They did celebrate. Now, the Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion, Vladimir Koloff's belt was on the mat. Christian picked it up and handed it to him. They looked at each other for a second, and then they, went back to celebrating. And Christian kind of turned around, and when Christian turned around from celebrating, Koloff smashed him in the face with the belt.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I think Koloff made a statement, trust no one or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So much for trust there. I mean, wow.
Yeah, so from what I hear, 225 Mania was was an absolute banger of a show. Another great independent show. Now coming up, you know, Thursday night, we're gonna do our weekend preview. You gonna try to be available for that one,
Yes, absolutely.
and we're gonna get to that, and we're gonna talk a few shows coming up this weekend. I do not have anything that I'm doing this weekend. Uh, I got to get ready for our, get a family member ready for prom this weekend, first prom. So we'll see how that goes. So I won't be doing anything this weekend or any shows. Probably won't be going to watch any. So on that note, but I will say this: May 30th is Lost Art of Wrestling's Blast to the Future 3, I believe, and
I believe so.
there's the Blast to the Future ladder match where usually, and I'm gonna let Paul Riot take it over here in a second. But usually, just usually, there is like what's the word I'm looking for? It's usually like a contract. It's like Money in the
It's
Bank,
a
but
title shot.
yeah,
Yes.
you go up, you get the title shot. Well, that changed, and Paul Riot let it be known on his Facebook page or on the Lost Art of Wrestling Facebook page. Michael Wolf changed that. So let's go see what Paul has to say.
Michael Wolf, and I have some major breaking news in regards to the Blast of the Future ladder match. That match will now be for the LAW Heavyweight Championship. That means Wes Warren will be putting his title on the line in a 5-way ladder match. And 2 competitors have already qualified for this match. Former heavyweight champions Ray Fury and Vladimir Koloff. We will reveal the other 2 participants in the near future. Stay tuned.
So instead of it being a ladder match where you climb up, you get the contract, you move on, you get a title shot. No, Lost Art of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. Wes Warren will defend his championship in a ladder match at Blast of the Future 3. Instead of it being a contract, it's going to be a title match, and already 2 qualifiers and 2 more to be announced. So it will be a 5-way ladder match. Wes Warren, Ray Fury, Vladimir Koloff already in it. Then you got 2 surprises, and as Paul said in the video, they will be announcing those here shortly. So what's your thought on that? And that's kind of upping the stakes and making this a little bit more meaningful to this time.
Yeah, this is a game changer right here. This is groundbreaking stuff right here. Normally these guys would be going at it for, like you said, just an opportunity. But now, I mean, you climb that ladder, you don't just get the opportunity, you get the whole shebang. You get the Lost Art of Wrestling heavyweight title. I mean, that's a huge opportunity for these guys that are going to be in this match.
Oh, totally. And that's the thing, man. Like, you're going to get to win it. Like, Ray Fury's already been Lost Art of Wrestling heavyweight champion. Vladimir Koloff has already been, Lost Art of Wrestling heavyweight champion. They're both were vying for what they thought was a contract to get a shot at a title. Now they can become a 2-time Lost Art Wrestling heavyweight champion just by climbing the ladder and grabbing the belt now. So it's going to be very interesting. That's May 30th. That's Friday, May 30th, Florence, Mississippi. Lost Art of Wrestling presents Blast to the Future. And speaking of sponsors and stuff, let's check out our sponsors corner with with our favorites, DIY Mississippi Filmworks, 318 Wrestling Channel, and Ass Hat Podcast. You're not going to want to miss that. Those are great channels to subscribe to here on YouTube. Make sure you check them out and everything like that. Now, coming up, I was going to talk about this. It's called the Indy Feature. And what we want to do here on Sunday Aftermath, everybody usually wrestles Friday, Saturday night. Wrestlers want to get their clips out there. They want to get them shown. Promoters want to get their promotion boosted, hyped. Well, all you got to do, and this is attention to all promoters and all wrestlers, if you want to be featured on this show, take some clips from your match that you think are great, that you think look good, send them to kellybuckx@gmail.com, and we will feature them right here on Around the Indies Sunday Aftermath every Sunday right here. So make sure you do that. You're going to get good clips. I do have some clips here, I think. Give me a second. I think I do have a clip that I want to show if I can find it. Let me see here. I'm looking around. Nick Hunter, it's been a long weekend, I might say. So is there anything you want to say?
I just want to say that's a fantastic opportunity right there. That is a big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be featured on the Sunday Aftermath, please by all means send us your clips. Send us whatever. I mean, we will feature it. We will feature it. We are all about indie wrestling. We love indie wrestling, and we would love nothing more than to get these clips out there for everybody to be able to see, especially people that couldn't make it. We know that you can't make it to every indie show. So we would love, for people to go to one indie show, be able to see the clips from another. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, promoters, talent, whatever you may be, friends of talent, like send in their clips right here. KellyBuckX at gmail.com, correct?
KellyBuckX at gmail.com. You're going to want to check it out. I do have a clip. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this kid or not. I am going to have him on the podcast soon. Hunter Hendricks.
Oh, I'm beyond familiar with him. Like, great, great wrestler.
Yes, and I heard from him from one of our great wrestling fans back in our last year before last, Mr. Woody. No Woody McCullum, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Big Woody kept telling me Hunter Hendricks, and we finally did something with Hunter Hendricks. I want to show this clip, and then we got one more clip of Mr. Hunter Hendricks to show. Well, as we saw, him and his tag team partner picked up the win in that one, and Hunter's got a bright future. He's a good kid. Got a lot of good talent, and just give him the reins to run with. Here's the other clip. Let's check it out. Love that kick to the face, man. I'm telling you, Hunter, he's got a future. Just keep doing what you're doing, brother. You are supported by Around the Indies and right here on Sunday Aftermath. Hunter, before we get out here, Nick, I just want to say, man, this is what our second week of doing this. We got a lot of stuff coming up. This Tuesday, as a matter of fact, Indy Spotlight. Now, Friday, we had Indy Spotlight with Mac Daddy Duds. Did you get to check out any of the Mac Daddy Duds interview?
Yes, I did.
What do you think of his new look? What do you think of Mac Daddy's new look, baby?
Hey, man, you gotta, you gotta go out. You gotta try something new sometimes. And hey, I think it's going well. I think it's going well. You know,
I definitely digged it. Tuesday, and I'm sure you've seen down here in the corner that Tuesday around 4 p.m. we're gonna drop the Hunter Rhodes interview. So Hunter Rhodes will be coming on our the Indy Spotlight or Indy Limelight. I keep calling it Spotlight, but it's Limelight. Uh, check it out. Hunter Rhodes coming on, and then we got Monty Warbucks coming up Wednesday. So you're gonna get two interviews back to back. You're getting Hunter Rhodes on Tuesday, Monty Warbucks on Wednesday. Then you're gonna get us right back here for the weekend preview on Thursday. And then I got some other interviews. As a matter of fact, we're looking into it. I'm not going to give no names out yet, but we are lined up to have a lot of interviews, and we're going to be putting out several interviews a week because, we got an overwhelming response when we started Around the Indies. Did King of Wrestling podcast for a few years, had a lot of guests on there. We're going to rehash some of those and bring them back after so many years because King of Wrestling Podcast has not released an episode since 2021. So we're looking at 4 years. And a lot of the guys that were on the King of Wrestling Podcast, where are they at now? What are they doing now? Have they become bigger stars? Are they still in wrestling? We got a lot to come up with, but we're going to have some female talent. We're going to have, some great indie talent on here as well. So, just tune in. Hunter, man, I'm just going to say this. Doing this episode this week has been great, and I enjoy having you on here, and I hope you enjoy being on here. So, oh, one more thing before you say anything else. Remember, if you want your clips on here, just email us, kellybuckx at gmail.com. Get featured right here on Around the Indies Sunday Aftermath. We're going to be showing a lot of clips. We're going to actually, the more we work with this show, because it's going to evolve over time, But the more we work with the show, the more we're gonna have clips and match stuff on here from everywhere. I want to do it not just from our area, not just from the state of Mississippi, Alabama, or whatever. I want it all over the world. From every, I want to indie. I want to. They're running an indie promotion in Bangladesh. I want it. I want some clips. So if you're an independent wrestler, you want to be featured on here with your clips, your abilities, and your talent, just email us at kellybuckx@gmail.com. And what you do is you just send us the video, give us your information, and we will feature you here, right here on Around the Indy Sunday Aftermath. Nick Hunter, what do you think of that idea? I mean, don't you think, like, for indie talent, you would love to have this exposure?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Our audience is growing. I mean, and so that means more and more people every week are going to be able to see what you have to offer, and they're going to be able to see your clips. They're going to be able to hear about you directly from from us. And like I said, just all you got to do, give us your information. Email us, give us the clips, and we will do it. Like Brandon said, from anywhere, anybody, anywhere, any corner of the globe. We want it. We want to see it, and because we love indie wrestling. We love talking about indie wrestling, and we love showcasing indie wrestling right here on Sunday Aftermath. Uh, Brandon, you pretty much covered it. In my opinion, I mean, I think this is going to be great.
I think so too, man. And like I told you, we was going to try to keep this about 30 minutes. We're at 31 minutes. I'm going to keep us just a little bit longer because I I had something I wanted to ask. Like, if you had to look at the talent that is on the independent wrestling scene right now, give me one guy you just think marks that checks all the boxes.
Hmm, that's a great question. Um, there are a lot of guys that I see what they do, and I'm in awe of them. They're great wrestlers, all over. I mean, all walks of life. Big guys, small guys, uh, guys who just started, guys who've been doing this 15 years. You know, there are a lot of great wrestlers out there. Especially on the indie scene. I mean, but a guy that blows me away. I think this guy has it. I mean, and checks all the boxes, like you were saying. I think if I had to pick one, I would definitely say, and I know that you're gonna get a big head off of this. I know that you're gonna love this, but I have to be objective. We have to be objective journalists, and I'm gonna have to say Vladimir Koloff.
Oh, exactly. I know that's what you're going to have to say. I'm going to just say this. There's several out there that I just enjoy watching. You know, Vladimir Klov, no doubt, one of the top talents. Ray Fury, another top talent. I'm just going to say this, not to like, not to put either one of those like Vladimir or Ray to the side because, like I said, they're both exceptional talents. They're both that next level talent. But I want to add another one in there that I've seen grow since I stepped in. That I've seen break out of his shell and really just come into his own and become one of the top guys on the independent scene. That's Wes Warren. I think Wes is killing it, man. So,
Hmm.
uh, just all props to Wes. I hope that has nothing but a great future. I did want to keep you here for that little bit longer. Like I said, you can follow us on social media, YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps us. It helps independent wrestling out as well. Because the more that you like our videos, the more you like our content, the more content you're going to get, the more independent wrestling you're going to get, and the more that we can cover on independent wrestling. So, and share it, make it popular. Uh, Also, listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, and Audible, and also YouTube Music. I forgot you can listen to us on YouTube Music as well. Check us out. Give us that 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. There will be exclusively audio only episodes that will be dropping on Apple Podcasts. So you're going to want to listen to those. Then you can watch the video versions of stuff on here. So make sure you check that out. But Hunter, before we get out of here, anything else you want to say? Oh, wait a minute.
Uh,
There is one thing you want to say. What is the best T-shirt to buy right now?
well, the best T-shirt to buy is at ProWrestlingTees.com. It's the Around the Indies T-shirt.
Exactly, baby. So go get one. Also, that helps support us and independent wrestling for us to bring you more content. So help us out with that. But before we get out of here, what else you want to say, Hunter? Nick Hunter.
I just want to thank everybody that has tuned in or is tuning in right now. I want to say thank you to all of y'all. Like Brandon said, we couldn't do what we are doing right now without y'all. So thank you very much. Brandon, I want to thank you for having me on here and allowing me to talk about indie wrestling with you. I really appreciate it.
No problem, Nick Hunter. And we will see you Thursday on Weekend Preview now. Like I said, Hunter Rhodes is coming up Tuesday night. Indy Limelight is coming up Tuesday night with him, and then Indy Limelight Wednesday night with Marvelous Money Warbucks. So y'all have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the Sunday aftermath. We'll see you Thursday with Weekend Preview.